Hey there, everybody. It's Monday. I hope you're having a good day. We're going to make some things with magazine pages today. And I thought, as I was sitting here preparing some of this for my own journal making, I thought, I thought you guys might like to play along. So grab a magazine and we'll just tear things up and make new things out of them. You guys know how much I love to do that. All right, the first thing is to choose a magazine, right? And I really like these travel magazines, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be deconstructing some of these images to use for other things. I will be using some images as is, and I think that this is a really good page to start with. This is an 8x6 page from a magazine. I think it's really pretty. I love the colors. And what I want to do here is I always check on the other side to see if there's an image that I want to save. Really, I love this dynamic of the reflection here. So I'm thinking that what I'm going to do with this one is just cut it down. And we will use, like this image, we're going to fold this so you can and these are things that you can use in, in your journals and glue books and things like that. I think that this is more of an adventure in images. Let's just see what we can do with, with magazine pages. So I really do like this. I think what I'm going to do with this is just use it as it is. I'm going to fold it like this because I just think it's super cool. And I can stick that into any kind of book. You guys know that I really do like wrap bindings in books. So this is an example of like a half page, a quarter page, that can be taken out of the book and turned into something else. So there we go. We've already got our first little thing done. Another thing that I really do like to do, again, this is 8 by 6. This is 8 by 4.5. So what I'm going to do with this one is fold it in half. Love this. I think it's really pretty with the elephant and the sunset here. It's just a beautiful image. Like I said, if you've got a glue book going on, if you've got a personal journal going on, things like this are just really, really nice to just kind of jazz things up. Now, I want to cover the inside of this, so I grabbed some lined paper, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball this and then kind of just tear the paper, because that's what I really do like. I love those torn edges, and we can do so much with torn edges, can't we? We can use a little bit of a little bit of ink, and we can ink those torn edges, if we choose to do so. I think that inking things is sort of, I saw Nick the Booksmith video not long ago, and she's like, because this is what we do. And it's like, yeah, it is what we do. Let's, maybe we should do something a wee bit different than that. And I think her sense of humor is awesome. I really do love her style and love the work that she does. Okay, that was going to be a little bit big. So I'm going to turn that this way. I'm going to grab a little glue stick over here. And now what we've done is we've turned a magazine page into a journaling page, right? So we've just added paper. So there we go. There's really no need to cover the entire image, because it's just, that's color, right? So you don't want to put it over all, you don't want to block it all together, but you do want to maybe make yourself a little space to write. And something like this is awesome, if you're traveling and you want to make an entire book like this. I really do like the idea of repurposing what you have. That is basically what I do, how I do things. I think what we're going to do right here is we're just going to add some circles because that just, it's fun and it makes a little bit of continuity. So this is your writing space. And, you know, you could carry the circles up here. You could do some doodling. You could do whatever you want. So there you go. You've made yourself a sweet little journaling page. So we'll put that up here. I've got this little bit left over. I like to, you guys know how much I love prompts. So I do have, I always keep these like small bits from trimming boxes or scrapbook paper or whatever I'm working with at the moment. I really love these sorts of things and I use them all the time. So, you know, just another like little hint. I hate to say don't throw stuff away because I think that leads to hoarding. I'm really not in favor of that, but you have to do you. If that sort of collecting is meaningful to you and adds to your life, then by all means collect. To me, I don't want to collect. I don't want to collect. I want it out. Story for another day, right? All right, so I've got this little, this is from a paper pad. Now I could just keep it like this and use it as a prompt in a journal or a flow journal or a creative journal or a pocket or whatever. But I think I'm going to flip it over because I dig the word ultimate. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take a Sharpie and we're just kind of outline. You can see this paper is shiny, not, you know, my very favorite paper to work with, but you know, it's okay. I've got one of my filming lights turned off, and then that way it's not so like bright and shiny on your eyeballs and not so bright and shiny on my eyeballs, which I'm wondering why I can't see anything. I don't have my glasses on. There we go. All right, we are going to place the word ultimate on this. Again, you know, you can alter this little bit right here. You know, you may even want to use the other side of this. Always check that other side because you just, I mean, you just really, you kind of never know what's going to be on that other side. But this is just, you know, you can think of it like a DIY, that chit chat, the adhesive labels that almost everybody does them. Dina Wakley and Diane Reevely and Tim Holtz and people like that. You know, they'll have that chit chat in the little pads that you can buy, which is so nice. I really do love that. But at the same time, don't you have chit chat right here? You know, can't you just pick some words off here, put them on some cardboard, you know, stick that cardboard in your prompt file, and there you have it right there. So let's see if there's anything else here. I do like the word hiking. Not that I do hiking. I have bad knees, which is real frustrating when you're trying to ride your bike and you got crappy knees. It's okay though, no worries. I have been taking magnesium and an Aleve every day, and I think that's helping a little bit. So we have the word hiking. Let's see if we can find a little piece that might work. And hey, there you go right there. It's handy to have things ready to go. I think that's the difference between collecting and using, which is that's what I like, y'all. I don't like having a bunch of stuff because, you know, then I've got a bunch of stuff and it's like, I don't know where it is. There's too much of it. I don't know where it is. So it's really fun to just develop ways, and everybody's going to do this different, to develop ways to kind of use what you have and see if you can make it work for you. All right, so let's move on to another page. I do love this. I think this is in New Zealand. And if Trills is watching, hi Trills in New Zealand. Again, I really do like to fold and tear. I'm looking for something 8 inches at the top because that's just a good size. So I know I need to kind of tear a little bit of this off, which will be fine. And then we're going to make, I think out of this one we'll just do that same, you know, journaling card kind of thing. Have you ever wanted to go to New Zealand? I think it would just be a gorgeous, gorgeous place to visit. You know, the Lord of the Rings was filmed there. I also, you know, as we get into this one, I really do love this little image right here. I love this right here. I love this right here. So what we're going to do is kind of just use some of our paper and just rework this a little bit. Let's see. We can do that. Like this. I do like the word magnificent as well, don't you? I like that word. So let's do this. I like the map. I like the kangaroos. I like the guy hiking. You know, I like the word magnificent. So we're just going to kind of rework this a wee bit. Let's talk about magazines. If you've got, you know, who doesn't have magazines laying around? I have 3 magazines at the moment, and that's enough. I usually don't go over 6 magazines. Let's talk about where you can get magazines. I made a little note here. They're a cheap art supply. Sometimes people are just giving them away. Like you can just send out and you can go, hey, you know, email your group or whatever and go, hey, I'm looking for, some magazines for a project, and you'll be surprised. I mean, people write back and go, hey, I've got just what you need. The library is a huge benefit, you know, as a place for magazines, and you know, even like my library has you know, they have book sales. I think what I'm going to do here is probably kind of ditch this bottom as I'm sitting here kind of talking to you guys and looking at this. So I think that's what we're going to do right here. The library has, I can get magazines for $1. Here's another handy hint. Call the library and see if they are recycling. And if they're recycling, by golly, they'll give you boxes or bags of magazines. You know, it never hurts to ask. It is a free art supply. And it has so many, you know, magazines have so many beautiful images in them, so much stellar color. And when we think about, you know, magazines are usually printed in the United States. And that's another thing, isn't it? You know, a lot of our art supplies are coming from foreign makers. And it doesn't allow us to take advantage of the of makers in the United States, because there aren't a lot of paper makers in the United States. I've always been super aware of that. I think it's really important to support, you know, support local, support our homeland, support our homemakers and that kind of thing. All right, with this, I see the word adventure. Again, we're gonna take our trusty Sharpie and just kind of block that out. And I would like to use that for a prompt. We could actually use the word adventure not on a card, but rather on the piece that we just made. And you can see that something like this would be so much fun, y'all, to, you know, to put in Happy Mail, you know, as we enter the travel season and as we're going here and there. And I've always made a point because I know the demographic of who we have here. And it's okay if you don't want to hop a jet. It's okay if you do not want to. See, we just made a sweet card right here. You could send this card to somebody, put little notes up here, put little notes right here. Just like that, you know. You don't have to hop a jet. You don't have to hop on a cruise ship. You don't have to trek or hike or anything like that. You can do armchair adventures, you know. PBS, Nat Geo, one of my very favorite shows, is coming on Nat Geo tomorrow, which is port protection. And I will leave a link to port protection in the description box below. Okay, let's do this, a dream journey. I like that as well. And then we'll, you know, we'll see if we can do anything else with the rest of this page, because I'm thinking that, you know, text is awesome. And there are always like cool things you can do with text. All right, let's turn this and this into prompts that, like I said, you know, we can add to our pocket pages or whatever. I'm setting my offcuts to the side because we are going to use those as well. So nothing except for this is like being stored. I know exactly what I'm going to do with this. This is just going to go in a box that I have labeled book pages. So I use these for my journals. I use them for journals in the shop and things like that. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, so I've got my two little pieces here. Sorry, I often just kind of run out of steam lately. It's been a heck of a year and it's only March. I do appreciate like all your cards and notes. Thanks a lot for thinking of me. It's something that a lot of us go through. Okay, so I've got those. I'm gonna drop them in my little box, and there we go. And I've got my book pages. Let's see, what else could we do? Oh, I know. I did take some little, I did take like, there it is right there, a little punch. Another thing that you can do here is, you know, where we are diffusing these images. I'll show you what we'll do here. This will be fun. So we'll take this like this. I think we'll make a little journaling card. My favorite journaling cards are just plain old index cards. Another really, really cheap art supply, right? So just another cheap art supply. I think what I'm gonna do is probably flip this over so that way, you know, you can make a nice tip in. And I'm going to tear this into strips. It's a satisfying sound. And then what I'm going to do is kind of, I told you, you know, that we had some offcuts, and I'm going to tear up those offcuts as well. And then this is kind of like a painty paper project, right? So we're going to start, and we'll just do strips right across the index card. Let's put down some Dick Blick glue stick. All right. And then, you know, don't worry about being even and stuff because we're going to trim that off. There. And we're going to do this. I'm going to do this. And it's fun because it's a surprise. you know, at the end when you get it all done. It's like, oh, that turned out really super cool. And then I'm going to turn some things upside down so the continuity is funky. All right, now let's detach that from the desktop. Let's get some old scissors instead of new scissors because there's glue stick on that. There we go. Perfect. All right, now let's take it one step further. Isn't that just pretty? Let's see. We're going to use the word experience, again, from that very same magazine page. And we're going to put this on, I would like to find just a colored piece of, that'll be perfect. I'm going to, oh my gosh, it says the sea is calling and I must go. Let's do that. Let's do that on the other side because I do like experience, you know, in that smaller capacity here. I think it looks real nice on that green. And then by golly, you know, we had some green text. So just kind of taking advantage of the color palette that presented itself like a big surprise. I would love to hear from you if you guys try something like this. You know, tell me about your favorite cheap art supply. I think magazines are the bomb. All right. The sea is calling and I must go. I feel like that's really cool, but if I feel like it needs a wee something under it. So, let's see. This is some map imagery, and it is ocean imagery, so I'm going to kind of clip this out. And this is your prompt. This is where you're going, and you can write about it over here. If you guys like what you see, please consider sending me a tip at my Hotmail address. Would be great because that goes into my PayPal account. Go to PayPal and you know, put something in my tip bucket. I would really appreciate it. That would be awesome. All right, there we go. Now we got a sweet little card to slip into a book or a journal or whatever. We do have this left over. So, monkeys. All right, let's make a card with the monkeys. And I think to do that, I am going to use a text stamp just to get something on here so it's not just, you know, kind of blank white. I like this stamp and I've had it for maybe 10 years. It's been a long time. So we've got, I'm just gonna take this monkey right here and I'm gonna put him right there. So funny. He might look better the other way, but I think he's swinging this way, right? Okay, let's give him something funny to say. Let's use the word wildlife. That'll be perfect. I think this is the last thing that we're going to do because my voice is going. It's played out, as we say here in Virginia, which happens a lot lately. Now you can see that I put a dot right here. I'm going to carry that dot. I'm going to carry that dot image just for continuity to the rest of the page. Oh, life. And I really do like the text stamp because it just added, you know, we weren't so stuck with that white. All right. We said we were going to continue the dot imagery, so let's do that again, you know, just for continuity. And we'll do this, and then let's just put a little arrow right there, and then you can write about your wildlife, right? So that one turned out fun. All right, guys, let's see what we just made this morning. Just with, you know, I mean, how many magazine pages did we use? Maybe 2, 3, something like that. Let's do a little story. We haven't had a story in quite some time. Every day when the sun comes up, you get the opportunity to have a day where you are above ground. You are breathing, you are able, you are willing, but you have to be engaged in the life process. Every day when the sun comes up, you've got a new opportunity. You can start all over again. You can have new experiences and go new places. Maybe the sea is calling and you must go. You can have a wild life, even if you are not able to leave your house, even if you're not able to get on an airplane, even if you're not able to get on a helicopter or a cruise ship, or you just don't want to do those things because you're our age, you can still have a wild life. You know, experience different things, watch something different on TV, have a laugh, have a big adventure. And remember, you are mighty, just like the lionesses. You are strong, you are wonderful, you are beautiful. Okay? Thanks, guys, for hanging out. I will talk to you soon.